I set out to find all the possible passive income ideas for After Effects, and what I found is there is a lot. I even spoke to someone who's using a plugin that does all the hard work for you. But whilst doing this, I found something even more interesting: the 3 passive principles that cause some ideas to succeed while others fail. Okay, so I've had a little look around and I think the first category should be education, so courses and tutorials. Obviously, most successful course creators can be tracked back to good old YouTube. Even the multi-million-pound company School of Motion had its beginnings on YouTube when the founder, Joey Corman, released 30 Days of After Effects. One of my favorite channels for After Effects tutorials is Manuel Does Motion. I spoke to him to see if he has any tips when starting out.
The first video I published was actually my 3rd or 4th video, because I recorded some videos and they were just even more crap than my first videos are. I hardly can watch them now because they changed so much. But you know, that shows the progress you go through. You should focus on something you really love to do. And that should be the drive. I think it's, for me right now, it's just fun to build the audience, to speak to people and interact with people.
And that's when it hit me. Audience. All of these passive income ideas require you to have some sort of audience. Even if you plan to sell your courses on sites like Skillshare or Udemy, chances are the top creators are pushing their own audiences to these websites. But there has to be more to success than that. I moved from education to digital assets. So I think there's some interesting opportunity here. One thing I found that might be worth looking at is selling Lottie files. Lottie files are basically animations for the web and were created by the smart folk over at Airbnb. There's been an explosion of web animations recently, from looping animations to interactive animations, mostly made possible by Lottie files. And it's still pretty early days, so the market's not hugely saturated. And if we were to look at something similar like UI elements, for example, people have made thousands selling packs on Gumroad, and they're basically just buttons and sliders. Surely web designers and developers are looking for animation packs too. Stock sites might be one I avoid. I just came across this blog that states it like this: to earn $500 a month passive income, you need to have uploaded at least 6,000 images. That might be slightly better for video and animation, but still, that sounds very painful. Plugins are obviously another asset that can be sold, but that's probably reserved for the clever clogs who actually know how to code. But Mogruts are really interesting, somewhere between a plugin and a template. In short, a .Mograt is built in After Effects, something like a name strap, then exported as a .Mograt or motion graphics template, then can be imported by an editor into Premiere Pro or Adobe Rush, where certain parameters can be changed, like the text, for example. You can actually sell your Mograts on Adobe stock, or maybe there's something more bespoke to be made. More and more agencies are trying to save money and do things in-house. Getting the office cleaner to knock out an edit is nothing new, but doing complex text animations could be out of their skill set. There might be opportunity in making custom Mograts for their editors. While we're on digital assets, I want to talk about templates. Templates have been around since the Stone Age, when After Effects was first discovered. I got in contact with Justin Archer, who's been very successful selling templates on Envato, to see how he got started.
Well, honestly, I felt like I hit a creative ceiling where I was working at the time, and I hadn't put out a showreel in years. And then I noticed that people were selling templates, sort of like niche 3D job templates. I was like, okay, cool. Well, I mean, I want to do this kind of work anyway, and here's an opportunity for me to be able to sell on the side. If I do sell anything, then that's great, but really it's just like an extra motivator for me to create the kind of work that I want to do.
I absolutely love this mindset from Justin, using smaller personal goals like work for your portfolio to reach bigger goals. And that's got to be the next passive principle: thinking long term. Passive income is very front heavy. You do all the heavy lifting at the beginning, not usually seeing any results for months, if not years. But I felt there must be more to it than that, so I kept digging. Okay, now this is interesting. I just came across a guy who's using a plugin called Templator to automate After Effects.
I started workflow automation just to speed up my own work. If I have to just replace multiple images in the same placeholders in the project, why should I do that manually n times during the day? If I can just think once for a while, it takes a while to figure out the workflow. But once you do it and you just execute the script and everything builds up, that you start automating all sorts of things. So basically, you are just manufacturing time by doing something efficiently.
Now, obviously, you can automate your own process to be faster with your client work, or you could let them do the work. I think this is easiest explained with an example. This is Holly. She's just about to launch her brand new clothing line called Keyframes. Throughout the year, she's got hundreds of products and offers to promote. This is an ideal situation for automation. So this is how it's set up. Holly or one of Holly's team come to your website, which is linked to a Google Sheet. They enter some text, 20% off all clothing, and add a picture. Over in After Effects, Templator sees this update in real time, takes the image and the text, automatically imports them into a previously made template, renders the video and uploads back to your client. You set up a few different templates and they make the versions. In the meantime, you're chilling on the beach or whatever else you get up to. And there are companies already doing this. And for the right client, I think you could actually turn this into a monthly subscription. And after talking to Manuel, Justin and Thomas, the last reason became clear. And of course, it's the cheesy, obvious thing, but you have to love the journey. If you fixate on the outcome, the money, you're likely to feel nothing, give up and fail. If you can enjoy the journey, enjoy making YouTube videos, enjoy coding that plugin, enjoy building templates for others to use, you'll build an audience naturally. The long term won't feel like work, and the money is just the byproduct. You've already won. And if you're interested in how to make money with After Effects, I definitely recommend checking out this next video.
Yeah, you forgot NFTs.
Ah yes, NFTs.